All right, listeners, buckle up. We're about to take a deep dive into something, well, let's just say it's not your average Tuesday topic.
Definitely not average.
You guys sent in some really, really fascinating stuff on the Fane of Yog Sothoth.
Hmm.
And frankly, it's a name that sends shivers down my spine a bit,
Right.
but also sparks this like intense curiosity.
Yeah.
So you've given us a ton to work with here. We've got the Portonomicon, the Clavonomicon,
Yeah.
and even some excerpts from the Book of Nyarlathotep.
It's a good mix.
It is a good mix, right? And each one seems to give us a different angle, like from sort of introductory guidance.
Like a primer.
Like a primer, exactly,
Yeah.
to, deeper practices and even like glimpses into their internal structure.
Yeah. What I find so fascinating here is the potential to see how a belief system, I mean, almost a religion in a sense, is built around a figure like Yog Sothoth. I mean, we're not just dealing with abstract myths. These texts point to a structured way of thinking and interacting with the cosmos.
Yeah, and I was thinking about this. The Portonomicon, for me, seems like our sort of key. It's like almost like a religious handbook for this Yog Sothothery. And it really lays out those core ideas and practices.
Yeah.
It's like, getting a peek into their sacred texts almost.
Precisely. And right away, the Portonomicon really hammers home the importance of knowledge.
Yes.
But not just any knowledge, right?
Right.
It's a pursuit that transcends these conventional boundaries. It encompasses even what they call paranormal sciences.
Yes. Like they're saying, okay, sure, science is cool, but there's this whole other universe of knowledge out there. And it's exciting and terrifying at the same time.
Oh, definitely. That's the real crux of it, right? The Portonomicon fully acknowledges the potential for terra tambivatus when you sync knowledge from from a being like Yog Sothoth, who is described as, beyond human comprehension.
Yeah.
But it frames this pursuit as essential for unlocking these profound cosmic truths.
So high risk, high reward, cosmic edition.
Exactly.
But how do they actually approach this pursuit of knowledge? Is it all, chanting in dark robes, or is there a method to this madness?
Well, the Portonomicon introduces a fascinating concept here. It's what they call 4 columns as a framework for understanding the universe.
Okay, break that down for me a bit. What are these 4 columns?
So you have normal sciences, paranormal sciences, social sciences, any of the arts.
Wow, okay.
It suggests a much more holistic approach than we often see, right?
So it's not just about like dusty old books and spooky rituals. They're encouraging like a multidisciplinary perspective. They're weaving together these different fields to like get a complete picture.
Yes.
That's really interesting. Do you see that reflected in the other sources?
Absolutely. The Clavonomicon, while it goes a lot deeper into specific practices, it definitely echoes this sentiment.
Okay.
It gives us examples of how these 4 columns can be integrated into daily life, and emphasizes that the seeking of knowledge is like an ongoing process.
That's woven into like the fabric of their existence.
Exactly.
So this is where it gets really interesting for me, because it's not just about like academic study.
Right.
It's about applying these principles of like observation and inquiry, even skepticism, right? To your everyday experiences.
Yeah.
It's almost like cultivating a mindset of continuous learning.
Precisely. And whether you're, analyzing scientific data or appreciating a work of art, the Fane sees both as potential pathways to understanding the universe, which reflects that holistic approach to knowledge that we were talking about.
Yeah, and that's what I love about this. So are they scientists? Are they mystics? Are they artists?
Right.
Maybe a bit of everything.
That's what makes the Fane so intriguing, right? They blur those lines.
Yeah.
They embrace this multifaceted approach to knowledge and existence, emphasizing the interconnectedness of all things, which, as you mentioned, seems to stem from their core belief in Yog Sothoth as this ultimate unifying force.
Definitely challenges our typical view of religion.
Yeah.
But we've only scratched the surface here. We still need to explore how this philosophy translates into their internal structure, their rituals, and their relationship with other, let's call them branches within this larger Fane. Do the sources, do they hint at how these different aspects are intertwined at all?
The Book of Nyarlathotep offers us some clues, particularly regarding their internal hierarchy and rituals. And while it focuses primarily on a specific branch dedicated to Nyarlathotep, it does shed light on the structured progression within the Fane, hinting at a system that's designed to guide individuals towards deeper understanding and connection with the cosmic forces that they revere.
So it's not just a free-for-all gathering of, cosmic knowledge enthusiasts.
Right, exactly.
There's an actual path, a structure.
Yeah.
Like a way of progressing within this belief system.
Precisely.
Sort of like, ranks within a religious order or something like that.
Exactly. And it seems to emphasize a gradual deepening of both understanding AD responsibilities. So, you might start as an acolyte, newcomer, exploring the teachings. Yeah. Then you progress to neophyte, initiate, adept, and beyond.
Got it.
Each stage represents a deeper immersion into the Fane's worldview and their practices.
It reminds me of those ancient mystery schools where knowledge was sort of revealed in stages as the initiate proved their worthiness and capacity to handle the truths being unveiled.
That's an excellent parallel. And just as those ancient schools had their rituals and practices, the Book of Nyarlathotep mentions specific rituals within the Fane. Things like preparing the key and hailing the gate.
Just the names alone, right? Super fascinating. Do the sources reveal what these rituals actually entail?
Unfortunately, the details on those remain shrouded in mystery.
Go on.
But the Book of Nyarlathotep stresses the meticulous preparation involved, including the use of specific tools like wards and charms. It suggests a deep respect for the power of the forces that they're engaging with.
Yeah, it makes sense, right? I mean, if you're dealing with cosmic entities and potentially mind-bending knowledge, you'd want to take every precaution.
Of course.
Do the other texts mention these tools and preparations as well?
Absolutely. The Clevenomicon, for instance, while it delves deeper into the exploration of the dreamlands, also emphasizes the importance of wards and charms, especially when venturing into, such unpredictable realms. It's a reminder that the Fane acknowledges the potential dangers inherent in their pursuit of knowledge and takes steps to mitigate those risks.
Hold on, dreamlands. Are we talking like literal dreams here, or like some kind of metaphorical realm?
That's a question for our next segment.
Ooh, okay, a cliffhanger.
It seems the Fane's pursuit of knowledge extends beyond the waking world. They venture into realms that challenge our conventional understanding of reality. So stay tuned as we delve into those uncharted territories and uncover what the Fane believes awaits us within the depths of the Dreamlands.
Can't wait.
So the Dreamlands, as described in both the Clevenomicon and the Portnomicon, it's a fascinating example of how the Fane of Yog Sothoth blends, what we might consider religious beliefs with this thirst for exploration and knowledge. They see it as this vast alternate reality accessible through, dreams. A place of wonder, but also one that's fraught with potential dangers.
So not just like a whimsical dreamscape. This is like a whole other dimension with its own rules and risks.
Exactly.
Does this tie back into their pursuit of knowledge at all? Or is it more like a spiritual practice for them?
It's both, actually. The Fane views the Dreamlands as this realm where the boundaries of reality become more fluid, and where the conscious mind can interact with these cosmic forces and gain knowledge that's simply unavailable in the waking world. But they're very clear that navigating this realm, it requires discipline and preparation, which reflects, their core value of responsible exploration.
It's like they're saying, sure, go explore the vast unknown, but pack a map, a compass, and maybe some cosmic bug spray. Does the Clevenomicon offer any guidance on how to navigate these dream realms safely?
It absolutely does. It stresses the importance of mental discipline and proper preparation. It advocates for practices like dream journaling, meditation, and even the creation of protective wards and charms that are specifically designed for the dreamlands.
So it's not just about having like vivid dreams or a good imagination.
No, not at all.
They're approaching this with the same rigor and like systematic thinking that they apply to their other studies.
Precisely.
Like a whole curriculum for dreamland explorers.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's really
and this attention to detail, right? This blend of the spiritual A&D, the practical, further reinforces this idea that the Fane of Yog Sothoth, while it definitely challenges those conventional religious structures, it operates with a clear set of beliefs and practices that guide its followers.
Okay, but you mentioned earlier that the Fane isn't like a monolithic entity.
Right.
We have these references to different houses dedicated to various cosmic entities.
Yes.
How does that fit into the overall structure of the Fane? Do these different like branches have their own interpretations of the dreamlands, or even their own approaches to seeking knowledge?
That's where things get even more intriguing, I think. The Book of Nyarlathotep, while it primarily focuses on the House of Nyarlathotep, it does hint at the existence of other houses dedicated to entities like Cthulhu and Hastur. And it suggests that while all branches might share a core set of beliefs centered around Yog Sothoth, they might differ in their specific practices, their areas of focus, or even their understanding of certain cosmic principles.
So it's like denominations within a larger religion. Different interpretations, but a shared foundation.
That's a helpful analogy, I think. And this internal diversity adds another layer of complexity to understanding the Fane. It raises questions about how these houses interact, like whether they cooperate, compete, or maybe even hold differing philosophical views on certain aspects of what we've been calling Yog Sothothery.
I can only imagine the debates that they must have.
Right.
Okay, but getting back to those core beliefs. The Portonomicon mentions Yog Sothoth's ability to perceive all moments in time simultaneously. How does the Fane reconcile this concept of eternity with the very real experience of living and dying in a linear world? Do the texts offer any insights into their views on life, death, and the afterlife?
That's a profound question. It really highlights the unique perspective that the Fane offers on existence. They don't shy away from the seeming contradiction, right, between our linear perception of time and the multidimensional reality that Yog Sothoth perceives. In fact, they embrace it.
So they're not saying our experience of time is like an illusion.
Or like a limited perspective. A necessary framework for our human minds to grasp a much grander, more complex reality. They suggest that as we progress in our spiritual understanding, as we delve deeper into the teachings of Yog Sothoth, we might begin to glimpse this multidimensional reality.
So it's about like expanding our awareness, moving beyond the confines of like past, present, and future, and seeing time as Yog Sothoth perceives it as a totality.
Precisely. And this expanded awareness also shapes their perspective on death. They see it not as an end, but as a transition, a passage through the gates that are guarded by Yog Sothoth into new forms of existence.
Wow, that's a radical shift in perspective. Does the Portonomicon elaborate at all on what these new forms of existence might entail?
It gets a bit cryptic here. But it does hint at the vastness and incomprehensibility of the realms beyond our understanding. It describes Yog Sothoth as the gatekeeper to those unknown realms, suggesting that death is not an end, but a continuation of the journey of seeking knowledge and understanding.
It's almost like they're saying, even with all their knowledge, there are still mysteries beyond their grasp. But instead of fearing that unknown, they approach it with a sense of wonder.
Yeah.
And a thirst for continued exploration.
Exactly. And this embrace of the unknown, this constant seeking, even in the face of the incomprehensible, is a key element of their faith. It's not about, finding all the answers, but about the constant pursuit of knowledge, the journey itself.
Yep.
And the understanding that true enlightenment might lie in those realms beyond our current comprehension.
This is incredibly fascinating, but we need to shift gears a bit here.
Okay.
And address something that I think is really important.
Right.
We've talked a lot about the intellectual aspects of the Fane, right?
Mm-hmm.
Their pursuit of knowledge, their exploration of different realms.
Right.
But what about the emotional and psychological implications of their beliefs? The sources mention, fear quite a bit, especially when dealing with cosmic entities and like mind-bending truths.
You've hit on a crucial aspect of their philosophy, I think.
Okay.
The Fane doesn't shy away from the terror that can arise when confronting the vastness and strangeness of the universe.
Right.
But they also see fear as a potential tool for growth.
Wait, so they're not about suppressing fear or pretending it doesn't exist.
Not at all. They actually encourage their followers to acknowledge and confront their fears, to see them as opportunities for deeper understanding, both of themselves and of the cosmos.
So it's about transforming fear into something productive?
Precisely. The Clavonomicon even suggests that by facing our fears, we gain insights into our own nature and the nature of the universe. They see fear as a natural response to the unknown, but also as a catalyst for growth and transformation.
This is a very different approach from most religions, which often focus on overcoming fear through faith or divine intervention.
That's what makes the Fane so unique, I think.
Yeah.
They acknowledge the darkness, the fear, the unsettling aspects of existence, but they don't see them as obstacles to be overcome. They see them as integral parts of the journey, opportunities to delve deeper and discover truths that might otherwise remain hidden.
It's almost like they're saying, embrace the terror, because that's where the real knowledge lies.
Right, exactly.